guys, it's Danica, and I'm back with a process video. I'm using the Take 10 kits from January, both the Glam Bag and the Pocket Kit. You can see the contents of the kit kind of surrounding my page there, and I was just showing you, pointing out the colors that were featured in this month's kits. And I like to use a 6x6 paper pad with my kits because I'm kind of, I don't like to always use the cards, especially if I'm just using a partial. So I found my Happy Things from Pink Fresh, and it coordinated perfectly. I had these 4x4 photos that I just needed a little 2-inch strip from, and I really didn't want to use my cards from the kit for that. So that's what I did. So here I'm just going to kind of play with some of these, the little acrylic, or not acrylic, oh, why can't I think of what those are? Acetate, thank you. Acetate words. And I'm going to work on my title card. So I'm using the stickers from the kit to spell out the word week, and then I grabbed some thickers that I had laying around. They're kind of a wood grain. They're Amy Tan, and I'll kind of show that in a second. They're Amy Tangerine, and I'm just using those for the 23. For week 23, kind of picks up some of the wood grain in the Pink Fresh. And on my second page, which I will have for you next week, I have some wood veneer that I used from the kit, and so that's why I was using the wood grain thickers. So I'm just using one of those cut aparts. You can kind of see up there in the upper left hand corner, I cut my cut aparts apart before I get started on my pages. And then I have those just to choose from. I used one of those labels to put my dates, and now I'm just going to attach my photos to my paper. Again, I just like when I put 2 cards in one slot, I just use some scrap white cardstock, and I'm going to adhere those. You might notice that I'm not rounding my corners on this page. I just didn't feel like doing that. I like the square corners, and usually the only reason I round them is if I'm using a card that already has rounded corners. And so I just went with the square on these. And this is my 2014 album, so I kind of like to, I guess I kind of play around with things and see how I like them when I'm doing this album. So I'm just going to add my journaling. You're going to notice that I don't glue that flare down. In fact, when I pick up the card to give you a close-up of it at the end, it falls off. I glue my flare on the outside of my page protectors using a glue dot, just because I think it kind of bends when it's on the inside of that page protector, it kind of bends things. So again, I went to my cut aparts, and I'm just using this little label to do some journaling on that card, some pictures of my kids in the pool, or jumping into the pool. And then I was kind of playing around with, I wanted the photo there of my daughter in that pink dress is from her 7-year photo shoot, and I wanted to add the word, or just put the word 7 underneath there, but I was looking at my stickers and realized I used both of my E's for the week, so I kind of set that aside. And I'm using the stamp set to put the days of the week on my photos. When I stamp on my photos, I use the StazOn ink. I find it works the best. You still have to be really careful because it can slide across the photos. You really have to go straight down and don't smush it too much, if that makes sense. And then at this point in the video, I don't know what happened to my camera, but I mean, it was still recording and it just had this big white blank spot. So here I'm going to show you the close-ups of the cards. There you see that flare. I did add some of the enamel dots from the kits to some of these cards and kind of show you what I did there. And I added some enamel dots to this one, this picture, and you can see how I stamped the day of the week there on that one. So I didn't really add much to that one except for the date, and I have that today with a picture of my garden, and I added a little piece of the cut aparts and some enamel dots to that one. So I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.